Hello everybody, this is Bill McFadden from Tone Pure Music, and this video is going to be on plugins for your digital audio workstation. And the first manufacturer I wanted to bring to mind was the Waves at waves.com, and they have a phenomenal sale here. This is the Diamond Series plugins, regularly $3,000, now on sale for $249. So if you don't have a lot of plugins, this is a good way to get a lot of high quality plugins. So you might want to take advantage of that. The sale ends in 10 hours. So, and they have other sales going on other plugins in addition to bundles, but I just wanted to bring your attention to that. I'm trying to keep this video fairly short. So if you could just explore the various sales of the individual plugins as well. So the next one we'll look at is Slate Digital. They're having a sale Black Friday, and so these are and they have high quality plugins as well. So you have compressors, you have EQ, virtual tape machines, a lot of different stuff. So you might want to take a look into that. They don't specifically say up front how big the sale is, but I'll leave that to you to explore. Next one we'll look at is PSP AudioWare. So they have a couple of things on sale. And again, you might want to take a look at the individual plugins and the prices individually. They have reverbs, equalizers, delays, multi-mode effects, dynamic processors as well. So a lot of high quality plugins from PSP AudioWare as well. The next one we'll look at is Blue Cat Audio. So they do have, actually it looks like right now they have a few things are on sale, 23% off here. Nothing really big, but they are high quality plugins. So you might want to check them out at Christmas time. And here we go. That was Blue Cat Audio. Here's Audionomics. And they have a plug-in dialogue cleaner for $99. You may want to check that out. Melda Productions, they have effects plugins. And then they have this little, as you can see, there's quite a, looks like about a 50% across the board. And they have some interesting kinds of plugins that you may not find anywhere else, and they're very good quality. In particular, you might want to take a look at, get down at the end of the list here. Possibly the Wave Shaper, depending on what plugins you already have and which ones you're trying to get. So that's our list. And yeah, here's one that's quite unique, mGrandular. So you may want to look into that as a granular plugin. Very interesting. So again, I'm trying to make it brief, so here's Acosta Audio. So they have some Black Friday deals up till December 9th. And as you can see, here's some of the plugins. They have collections. So again, if that looks interesting, you might want to explore that. Then we have Celemony. and they're noted for their vocal processing. And they do have a sale on their entry level. Melodyne 4, $49, normally twice that. So 50% on Black Friday. So if you want to get into that, and then of course you can go up to the flagship Melodyne proper, which is quite expensive. So actually that was they do have a more comprehensive version of it, but it's not coming up. Oh, here we go. It's way at the bottom of the page. Melodyne 4 editor, $400 or 400 euros. So you can get the essential version for half off now. And the next plugin manufacturer we'll take a look at is Exponential Audio. They have a lot of different kinds of reverbs. Phoenix Reverb is quite nice, lots of different presets. And they don't, okay, on the top we see they have 35% off through December 14th. So you have some time to explore that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next one on the list. Sonix. So 50% off from the 1st through the 30th of this month. And they have very high quality plugins, to say the least. I have several of theirs. One that is quite useful is the Codex Toolbox for changing audio files into different formats. And then let's take a look at the next manufacturer. U-He, in addition to having instruments, also has plugins. So as you see, we have some reverb. And here you have a free one, some delay, distortion, filters, phasers, EQs, and log-like tape simulation. And they have a bundle. So it looks like they're currently not having a sale on their effects. They were having a sale on the instruments, but you might want to check around Christmas just in case. And then iZotope. So they have their Black Friday sale that's still going on. And you get up to 84% off these two. Of course, these aren't actually plugins, they're instruments. But if we look at their, basically Ozone 8 is a plugin. And the current price is drastically reduced for Ozone 8 standard, and advanced doesn't look like it's being discounted. So there's a deal right there for their flagship standard version of a mixing mastering suite, which has all kinds of effects in it already, other than reverb. At one time they had reverb in it, now they don't. So next one we'll take a look at keeping the video fairly short. We have Van Halen, but they don't have any sales currently, and neither does the Vienna Software Suite. It's not currently on sale, but Soundtoys, 50% off the package Soundtoys 5, and upgrades, discount on that. Individual plugins up to 80%. So you might want to take a look at that. This sale is ending tomorrow. So that's probably another one that you want to get on right away if you're going to research it. And then after that, we have Sonix, which I think we just looked at earlier, 50%. Here's another one, the Fraunhofer Pro Kodak. And for just about all these, you need eye locks. And let's see what the price on that is. Well, they do have a deal where if you get more plugins and you get more of a discount. At 6, you're at 40%. So we looked at that earlier. And then Overloud, that's some good quality effects. So there's your compressors, EQs, reverbs, and so on. They don't really, looks like they're not announcing their sales on this page anyway. There you go. You can get Dopamine from, it was 129 euros, now it's down to 29. So there are some sales sort of hidden in there. So you might want to take a look at that. And then we have Output. They have one in particular, effects plugin. Most of their stuff are instruments, but there's this one plugin called Movement, which can apply to any sound that you have. It basically is an insert, and you can insert it, and it will give rhythmic character and different kinds of effects, including reverbs, to the sound that you have loaded in your DAW. And so after Movement by Output, so I don't want to skip too far ahead. I got some more to go. We have Lexicon, very established manufacturer of plugins, in particular known for reverbs, and they have their sale going on up to 75%. And we're just talking about plugins at this point. They also have hardware units. The PCM96 is quite popular. And the next one we'll look at is Exponential Audio. A lot of reverbs. They have a 35% sale store-wide. And there's the, actually we did take a look at that earlier, I believe. So we looked at the Phoenix briefly. They also have surround as well as stereo. And they have some special effects kinds of things. If you have the Berkowski hardware unit, the M7, That's a plugin that will actually control your hardware unit, which I'm actually using right now. And Excalibur, another effects processor, mainly does reverbs. So really interesting and powerful stuff from Exponential Audio. Then speaking of reverbs, we have Eventide, noted for their black hole. Most guitarists have a black hole pedal or a bunch of Eventide's effects. So you have up to 75% off all Eventide plugins. And there's some of the reverbs. There's the black hole. They have Ultraverb. And they have a lot of band effects, simulations of hardware units, like the H3000 is a plugin that emulates the H3000 hardware unit. Octavox for giving you 8 voices, Quadravox for flangers, harmonizers. So a lot of interesting stuff, a bunch of EQs there. So up to 75%. So you just look at them on a case-by-case basis. So then we have the House of Kush, another popular manufacturer of plugins, and up to 50% off plugins. And here's a list. They have some interesting hybrid kinds of plugins. Clariphonic is an interesting plugin, which I own. Good for adding color to your mix, subtle coloration. And then after the House of Kush, we have Sounds Online, and the one main plugin they have that's recent is Spaces 2. And it's actually on sale as part of a continuing sale for $2.99. So it's not an inexpensive reverb, but it's comparable to Altiverb, if you're familiar with Altiverb. And it's discounted $100 right now. And it probably will be for till the end of this month, if not beyond. And then AudioEase is the manufacturer of Altiverb. And it doesn't look like it's on sale right now, but you might want to check it around Christmas time. Normally is retailing for $5.95. So Applied Acoustic, another manufacturer, up to 60% off their plugins. So we've just focused on those. There are the bundles. Actually, these are sound packs mainly. Okay, there's I guess we're primarily here. Primarily, they just have instruments. So I guess, although the instruments do have effects within them that are tweakable, but we'll just sort of, here we go. Here's a delay, an acoustic filter and delay, but mainly what you see is instruments. You have to sort through them to find the actual plugins. I don't have them separated. And then we'll take a look at heaviosity. Now, a lot of these effects you already have. Well, actually, there's one primary effect, and that's punish. It's actually an insert, and it gives you combination, as they tell us, compression, saturation, transient shaping, EQ, and limiting, as well as a standalone effects plugin. So they're more into virtual instruments, but they do have a nice plugin there, which they have in just about all of their instruments. But that standalone plugin you can apply to your own instruments that are not native instruments. That's the difference. And then here we have 2C Audio, and they have a lot of reverb plugins and special effects plugins. Breeze 2, I have that. It's a very nice algorithmic reverb. So you may want to look, and right now it's on sale for $50. And another one that's quite interesting is a Kaleidoscope, which is sort of like a hybrid kind of a reverb. Very fascinating company in terms of software development for reverb and special effects. And you have Trials, okay, which you can download for Mac or Windows. And then the next one we have is Native Instruments. They have Guitar Rig 5, Effects, Crush Pack, Mod Pack. And then also, and they have 50% off an exceptional range of instruments effects. So if we just look at, see if they have it categorized. So they're mixing instruments and effects together. So you sort of have to see which one is effects and which one is actually an instrument. But just wanted to mention that as a possibility, and they have excellent software. Then we have McDSP, which is primarily plugins. And they have up to a 75% off. They also have a subscription service, as does East West. And their sale is going to go on until the 27th, which is 3 more days. So a lot of these you have to really get into if you know what kind of plugins you're looking for. And grab them while they're still on sale. So here's a list of the equalizers. Got many of those, many dynamics, many mastering and multi-band compressors and so on, limiters, effects and specialty, de-esser, which is great for audio, and so on. You can buy them in packages or individually. And then we're getting close to done. Another really powerful manufacturer plugins is FabFilter, and they're having 25% off until Cyber Monday. So we're getting close. But the plugins are top notch. They have an EQ. Here you have a reverb. Here's a limiter, compressor. And notice they don't have a bunch in each category. They sort of just really put all their technology into one. Here's a de-essing, and here's a gate expander plugin. And they do actually have some instruments too. These are actually instruments. This is a plug-in here, but the FabFiller Twin 2 is actually an instrument, and FabFiller Timeless 2 is a reverb. And here you have a special effect insert. So you may want to check in if any of those look interesting. And then we have Artura. Software effects. So you have preamps, filters. You'd have to go in the price to see. They don't actually have it obvious as to what the sale is going on. And then last but not least is audio, Universal Audio. And you actually have to have a device to put the plugins in. It's like a satellite system that you can buy. It's from them. It comes with plugins initially, and then you add them on as time goes on. So, and they are phenomenal right now. They're having a 60% through November 30th. So these are not just plugins that you can insert without having the hardware interface. They're powered plugins, and usually it's a PCI card that goes in your computer, or if you have one of their hardware units like these here, they actually have the PCI cards in them. So this would be a satellite that hosts these cards, which these plugins are then activated in the firmware. So it's quite an elaborate system. But just to show you what kinds of plugins they have, if you're not familiar with this, you can shop categories. And we have the on sale. So you've got magnetic tape, and notice they are not inexpensive. They're actually quite expensive. This isn't bad, $99 for an actual spring reverb, which I own. I got that a while back. Lexicon 224, very popular reverb. Oxide tape recorder, and so on. And they actually give you coupons every now and then. So usually if I get a coupon, I look for a sale and I get something that I was going to get that wasn't on sale. So once you get into these, it doesn't negate the need for a bunch of the other software plugins. But they do have some phenomenal standardized, industry standard plugins, because they take the best of the best when they implement them in their systems. So that wraps it up. So this is Bill McFadden. If you like this video, please click like. If you wish to subscribe, please do so. So Bill McFadden signing off from Tone Pure Music.